It is your boy Savage D Sag back up in this bitch. What is good? And alright, so just like everyone else, I woke up on Tuesday thinking that we were gonna get another chapter of this peak known as Chainsaw Man. But, of course, just like everyone else, again I was boo-balled. Fujimoto has left us starving for an extra week, but there is no need to fear. I thought of this idea a while back and figured now was the perfect time to make a video on my favorite volume covers of part 1. Now, once again, I am emphasizing that I am not judging the contents of the particular volume, only ranking the cover art and why that particular cover is placed in the spot that it is in. Also, if for some reason you have not read part 1 of Chainsaw Man in its entirety and you're here, there may be some light spoilers here. And last but not least, keep in mind that I love most of the covers, if not all, but hey, something's gotta be last, so now without further ado, let us start with my least favorite Chainsaw Man cover of part 1. That distinction goes to volume 11. Now, as you all know, I love Denji. He is an awesome MC, he shares the same interest as me in boobs, and he's a very simple guy with a particular way that he views people and the world. But although I love the vibe he's giving off on this cover, it's just too bland overall to be anything higher than number 11 on this list. Moving on to number 10, I have volume 3 at this spot. Himeno was a pretty okay character for the short time we saw her, and how she went out in the story is still sad to this day. I love the green color scheme that Fujimoto went with, on this cover, and how the yellow and purplish pink contrast with the leaves that are surrounding Himeno, and even patterning her clothing and accessories. Also, how could you not love how innocent our puking, drunk, horny girl looks off and away from the reader? Damn, rest in peace, Himeno. Alright now, so number 9 is volume 10. First and foremost, just look at Makima. God damn. But anyways, besides that, this cover is giving off the exact vibe that it went out to achieve. Between Makima's smile that is both emotionless and creepy, to the backdrop of red, to even her point at the reader, which, we ain't even gonna talk about how she did our girl Power dirty before she came back to life again. Just know that this cover is giving everything that it needed to and then some.
Damn thick Makima.
Why you had to be this way? So next is volume 9 in the 8th spot on my list. Now, if you read all of part 1, you know by right that based off the content and context of this cover alone, it really could be ranked higher. But since we are not discussing anything besides the cover itself, I enjoy the muted color palette. It adds to the sorrowful aesthetic and mood, the way the greens blend with the blues, and even the fall-like colors of a younger Aki's jacket along with Angel's hair. This cover gives major Picasso blue period vibes, so I rock with it. Next up is volume 8, taking the 7th spot on my list. Now, this one is super interchangeable with the next one on my list, but I had to think about it and put this cover at the 7th spot. I love seeing Denji and Quan Chi both in their hybrid states in opposite positions, looking like they are engaged in battle. The off-colored blood on the chainsaws along with the pinkish orange colors all throughout with the blue-green background matching the blood. This cover gives you everything. Slight nudity, violence, and a pleasingly colorful cover. What more could you ask for? At the 6th spot is volume 4. I like how cold Aki looks here. He is truly in his I don't give a fuck vibe on this cover, with the blood all over him to his blank glare towards the reader. I love the blue and red, and even the bullseye behind Aki. I may put my lunch on this volume to heat it up because this cover is straight fire. That man Fujimoto was cooking with this cover. He did not need to do much at all. Alright, so now we are getting into my top tiers. And to kick it off, we got volume 2 in the 5th spot. Now by right, this one probably should be ranked a little lower, I will admit, but first off, Power. Like, do I need to say any more? Nah, but you all know, if you watched my Power video a week or so back, that I love Power's character, so I have that bias, but along with that, the green and pink color palette is very pleasing to the eye, with some other random colors spruced in like blue and red. Power's devilish stare with her blood weapon also gives off her mischievous and sometimes deadly personality as well. This was a straight banger. Fujimoto, we gonna need a part 2 of this cover when she comes back or we're rioting, straight up. Moving on to the 4th spot, I gotta put volume 6. This is where it gets mad hard because any of the next ones could be, interchangeable very easily in my opinion. I love Volume 6's cover. It is super pleasing from an aesthetic standpoint, and most people that see this cover would probably be like, what the hell? We got a naked Reese in the front with her bomb pin in her hand, as well as her hybrid bomb devil form, and Chainsaw Man in the background covered in blood. The subtle soft color palette, as well as Reese's seemingly innocent face, undercutting the menacing nature of the battle between these two titans with the sexy ass colors in the background, is a win-win in terms of having a dope cover to put on your shelf and add to your collection. Now we're getting into top 3 territory.
And here we go.
To kick it off, we have Volume 1 at the 3rd spot. As the inaugural cover, this is hard, and to be honest, it could legitimately be in contention for the 1st spot, no cap. This cover encapsulates Denji as a character, Chainsaw Man as an entity, and just the entire story as a whole. The green blood splatter with Denji smoking the zombies beneath him and the bold yellow and red behind him. This cover screams madness and definitely will catch the eye of most people interested in picking up Chainsaw Man, which is a great quality to have for a first volume. Number 2 is Volume 7. I almost wanted to put this cover at number 1 until I put a limitation on myself to not include contents. If I remember correctly, this volume kicks off the International Assassination arc, and man, just seeing Santa Claus and Quan Chi on this cover, along with the bound Denji, is hype. But from a design perspective, how the intestines are used to split all these combatants that are entering the story, but also a literal representation of a shackled Denji, this cover is hard, with all the different colors coming into play too, and facial expressions. It is hard to know exactly how to feel when looking at this cover, but one thing you can definitely feel is tension. And once again, that is hard. Alright, so the moment of truth. My favorite cover from part 1 of Chainsaw Man is Volume 5. I doubt this will be a controversial pick, but just in case, let me explain why this tops the list of these sexy ass covers. So the colors first and foremost. Fujimoto managed to take the rainbow and make it grimy, gritty, dirty, just like a Prime Nirvana song. I ain't gonna lie, Kurt Cobain would be proud, but Skittles would be pissed. Seeing Chainsaw Man and Samurai Sword go toe to toe with green blood and what seems to be rainbow colored intestines, you can't help but be drawn to this cover when you see it on a shelf. Trust me, I know. As a person with all the Chainsaw Man volumes in my collection, this is one that anyone who looks at it is always drawn to no matter what. The intensity is unmatched, the color palette is the most varied and visually appealing, and Fujimoto wasted no space on this volume cover. So it more than deserves to be number 1. And with that, my list is done. Let me know what you think of my list. Do you guys agree? Are there some major differences on your favorite covers? At least let me know what your favorite all-time cover from Chainsaw Man Part 1 is. Like, sub. Check out some other videos from your boy. Don't hate. It's your boy Savage D Sag, and I'm out. Peace.